was even gonna say nothing because my just tells me, yo, I don't want you to address nothing anymore. And I be trying to keep it cute. But for you to call the Breakfast Club and be like, oh, the reason why I'm asking for spousal support is because she wants everything. Everything like what? Everything like what? The gifts that you gave me? Bitch, you want it back? All right, so give me the gifts that I gave you back. What? You want money for the house for Atlanta? Fine, we could split that. Whatever the you put down on the house, we could split that. I don't give a my house in Jersey, I bought it myself, so you're not getting from my house that I work my ass off. He acting like I be out and I be a whole week with a no. I be with a for once a week, 2 times a week. It gets to the point that my man go see me because I don't got time to go see him. He makes time for me because he know I'm busting my ass because he know how much this new era for me, my tour and my album means so much to me. But you don't like that. I don't even ask you for anything for the kids. All I ask is for you to spend time with them, and you haven't spent no time with them, bro. You say you was gonna go see the kids after you went when you did your Dominican Republic trip. You stood them up. You went to do a hosting in Boston, and you stood them up. You say you was gonna see the kids after Mother's Day, and you stood them up. My kids, my house is always open. My house is always open for you to see my kids, and you still haven't seen them. So why you saying that you're asking for spousal support because I'm trying to take the kids from you? The kids is always open to see you all the time, and you know it. You talk to my kids every single day. It's not my fault you don't want to fly to New York. You're saying that I'm trying to take everything. What you mean I'm trying to take everything? The cars that you gave me? I gave you cars too. You gave me the Rolls Royce truck. You gave me the Rolls Royce truck. You gave me the Lamb truck. And the day that I bought my Maybach, the Maybach was $170,000. And I didn't have the $70,000 that day. I had to get it the next day. So you just put the $70,000. You want those cars so bad, bitch, you could get it. But then you want to talk about the houses. You want to talk about the houses? First of all, my Jersey house, I bought that shit. And you tell me myself, if you buy a house in Jersey, I'm not helping you think because I don't want a house up north. But you know, my dream was always to have a property in New Jersey, in New York. So of course that's gonna be my property. I bought that shit with my sweat and tears. The Atlanta house, you have put me with the bill the last year. The last year you have put me with the bill. Just like you left me the last year, you have left me with the kids' bill. The last year, you have left me for a whole year straight. You have left me with the kids' bill. Y'all want to know what's the kids' bills? Start adding. Y'all need to start adding right now, right? So my kids got their own driver. They pick them up from school, they drop them off, and they take them to gymnastics and to wavy unboxing classes. The kid's driver is on a retainer for $10,000 a month. So that's $10,000 a month just on a driver for my kids. All right, cool. Culture school this year, you didn't pay for it. That's $45,000. Wave school a year is $35,000, which you didn't help me pay for it this year at all. My cousin babysit. You need help. You need to go to. I don't know where you need that. You need some help. I've been giving you grace because I know you're not mentally well. You're in the Atlanta house. You're in the Atlanta house right now. And you're going over there. And I want you and you know what's so crazy? I've been wanting to go over there and clap. Because at the end of the day, I'm paying for the bill and that I'm paying for the whole year. But you know what? You harass me so much when I just want peace. I want peace. You want to be with your house? All right, fine. Just please leave me alone. I just want to leave me alone. I just want to be left alone. I want to be free. Baby, whatever want, I'll give it to you. I just want to be free. I don't want to be called 40,000 times. I've been trying to protect your image, but you asking me for spousal support, and it's like, wow, that's some real. You're trying to make it seem like because I'm a bad mom. Well, when you tell a bad mom, make sure you tell Cardi B, Belcalis, Marlenis, Manzar is paying 50,000 for her kids because you don't help me with nothing. Go tell the people when's the last time you seen your kids. And you know what you did? You know what you did? You know what you did? You coerced my daughter. You did a video and you keep threatening about this video. I don't give a. I take a picture every single day. I can tell y'all every single day where I be at. At work. You coerced my daughter to say on FaceTime, oh, I miss my mommy. She's never here. She this, and that. And every single day you threaten video. Like if I don't be busting my ass for them kids, you know I was going to stay quiet. But you're not going to be sitting here in the industry trying to say that I'm a mom.
Okay, besties, let's set the scene. Because the audacity levels in this story are absolutely off the charts. After years of alleged cheating scandals, public humiliation, and messy breakups, Offset, yes, the same man who reportedly had multiple affairs, had the nerve to file for spousal support from Cardi B. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. A millionaire rapper who allegedly cheated on his wife throughout their marriage is now asking her to pay him money after their divorce. The level of entitlement is literally sending me to another dimension. Offset filed amended divorce papers requesting that Cardi B pay him spousal support without even specifying an amount. It's giving, I want your money, but I'm too proud to say how much energy. And honestly, the strategic pettiness is almost impressive. But here's where it gets really calculated. Offset's team told The Breakfast Club that he doesn't even need the money. They claim this was filed because Cardi was allegedly trying to come at him unfairly, and that she barely spends time with their kids. Sir, you just opened Pandora's box and handed Cardi the key. Cardi's first response on Twitter was iconic, but relatively restrained. She posted, Offset stayed in Cardi's purse while they were together, cheated by having his girls in her homes. Now he's asking for spousal support. A cheater is asking for spousal support. He has no shame. The precision of this read. She laid out the entire relationship dynamic in 3 sentences. Financial dependency, infidelity, and now financial demands. It's giving receipt compilation energy, and we were already living for it. But then fans started connecting the dots in the comments. One wrote, the thing is, I don't even think it's about the money. Offset just wants to mess with Cardi because he's in his feelings that she has moved on. And honey, Cardi reposted that tweet with a simple purr emoji. That repost was essentially Cardi saying, y'all see right through this man's manipulation tactics. It was subtle, but devastating. And it showed that Cardi was already 5 steps ahead of Offset's game plan. But Offset's team made one fatal mistake. Here's where Offset's team crossed the line that you should never cross with any mother, let alone Cardi B. When The Breakfast Club reached out for comment, Offset's representatives made several allegations. But the one that set Cardi's soul on fire was claiming that Cardi B is barely ever with their kids. Y'all, questioning a mother's dedication to her children is like throwing gasoline on a wildfire. Offset's team essentially painted Cardi as a deadbeat mom who prioritizes her career and new relationships over her children's well-being. That narrative is not only false, but it's the kind of accusation that can destroy custody battles and public reputation. The strategic timing of this statement is also suspect. This came right after Cardi was spotted on boats with NFL star Stefon Diggs, living her best single life. Offset's team was essentially saying, look at her partying while we're fighting for the kids. It's manipulation 101. And Cardi saw right through it. But here's what Offset didn't calculate. Cardi keeps receipts for everything, and she was about to pull out an entire filing cabinet of evidence to destroy his narrative. And that's when Cardi decided to burn everything down. Y'all, Cardi went on Twitter Spaces for 11 minutes and delivered the most comprehensive, detailed, and absolutely savage breakdown of their entire financial and parenting dynamic. This wasn't just a rant. This was a masterclass in receipt-backed destruction. She started with the nuclear option, the fact that I'm waking up right now to see this. Word to my mother, I want you to die, but I want you to die slow. When you die, I want you to die slow in the bed, and while you die, you gotta think of me. Pause. The level of rage in her voice was absolutely chilling. This woman was done playing nice, done protecting his image, and done letting him control the narrative. She said what she said, and she meant every word. But then, Cardi got strategic and started breaking down exactly why Offset's spousal support request is the most hypocritical thing she's ever heard. She revealed that she filed for divorce, asking for no child support, because she wanted to be done with this marriage and untied from him. But the financial breakdown she provided next was shocking. This is where Cardi pulled out her calculator and absolutely demolished Offset's deadbeat dad narrative. She broke down exactly how much she spends on their children monthly. And honey, the numbers are staggering. Kids drive her on retainer, $10,000 per month. Culture's private school tuition, $45,000 per year. Wave school, $35,000 per year. Her cousin who babysits, $3,000 per week. The nanny, $500 per day. Tutoring for both kids, $250 per hour, 4 times a week. Piano lessons, $300 per hour, 3 times a week. And that's not including food, security, gymnastics, boxing classes, or the personal chef who works 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. because nobody in the house has time to cook. Cardi estimated she's spending approximately $50,000 per month on their children's expenses. But here's the devastating part. Offset hasn't contributed to any of these expenses for an entire year. Cardi has been covering 100% of their children's lifestyle, while Offset was allegedly living in their Atlanta house without paying the mortgage. The level of financial irresponsibility is absolutely mind-blowing. How do you request spousal support when you haven't even been paying child support? And then Cardi exposed his absentee father behavior. Y'all, this part of Cardi's rant was heartbreaking because you could hear the pain in her voice. As a mother watching her children's father disappear from their lives, she revealed that Offset hasn't seen Baby Blossom, their third child, since March, and has only seen her 5 times total. Let that sink in. A man who's requesting spousal support hasn't seen his infant daughter in months. Cardi broke down crying, talking about how she's been trying to save his face, but can't stay quiet when he's publicly claiming she keeps the kids from him. She revealed that she told Offset he could see the kids at her mom's house, then even offered her own house just so their daughter could feel the love of her dad. But Offset allegedly made excuses about not wanting to see them in hotel rooms or travel to New York. The most devastating detail. Cardi said Offset talks to the kids almost every single day, but chooses not to visit them. So he has access, he has permission, he has the financial means. He just doesn't prioritize actually spending time with them. But the manipulation tactics Cardi exposed next were truly shocking. This is where Cardi's rant took a dark turn that had everyone's blood boiling. She alleged that Offset has been coaching their daughter to say negative things about Cardi during FaceTime calls, then recording these conversations to use as ammunition. According to Cardi, Offset would coerce their daughter to say things like, "I miss my mommy, she's never here," during their video calls, then threatened to release these manipulated recordings if Cardi didn't comply with his demands. Y'all, using your own children as weapons in a custody battle is absolutely disgusting. If these allegations are true, Offset was essentially teaching their kids to lie about their mother, while simultaneously being an absent father himself. Cardi said Offset would call her 40,000 times, threatening to release these videos whenever she didn't do what he wanted. It's giving emotional terrorism and parental alienation. And honestly, it explains why Cardi finally snapped and decided to expose everything publicly. The fact that she endured this manipulation for months while still trying to protect his image shows incredible restraint that finally reached its breaking point. But while this custody war was happening, romance drama was brewing. Now, while all this legal and parenting drama was unfolding, Cardi was quietly building a new relationship with NFL star Stefon Diggs. And honey, the timing of this romance reveal was absolutely perfect strategic petty. Cardi and Stefan went Instagram official right as the spousal support drama was exploding, posting couple content that screamed, "I'm happy and moving on." It was giving "living my best life while you're begging for my money" energy. And we were obsessed. But then, the boat party video surfaced that had everyone talking. Stefan was seen on a yacht surrounded by multiple women calling him daddy, while he appeared to be holding a bag of pink substance that looked suspicious. And plot twist, Cardi was reportedly on the same boat. The optics were interesting. Here's Cardi defending her motherhood, while videos emerge of her boyfriend partying with other women and potentially illegal substances. Offset's team probably saw this as ammunition for their custody arguments. And that's when the social media shade war began. Y'all. While Cardi was going nuclear on Twitter Spaces, Offset was throwing subtle shade on social media that had everyone analyzing every post like it was the Da Vinci Code. First, Offset tweeted and quickly deleted a comment about good rollout and PR, basically suggesting that Cardi and Stefan's relationship was fake publicity. The audacity of a man requesting spousal support, calling his ex-wife's new relationship a PR stunt. Then came the cryptic video of a man literally passing on a basketball shot with the caption, "Today I'll pass. The shade is silent but deadly." Sir, the shade was not silent. We all saw that passive-aggressive energy. But Stefan Diggs caught that energy and the ball. He responded with his own video, catching a football midair, and fans interpreted it as, "I caught her and we're good over here." The level of athletic metaphors in this love triangle was honestly sending us. One fan commented, "Two grown men fighting over Cardi, I love it, give me more." And honestly, same. The indirect social media warfare while Cardi was directly destroying Offset on Twitter Spaces was peak chaotic energy. But let's talk about what this means for their future. Based on everything Cardi revealed, this spousal support request isn't really about money. It's about control and manipulation. Offset's team admitted he doesn't need the money, which means this is purely strategic legal maneuvering. The custody implications are serious, though. If Offset can prove that Cardi is an unfit mother who prioritizes partying over parenting, he could potentially get primary custody and spousal support. It's a calculated legal strategy that would be brilliant if it wasn't so morally questionable. But Cardi's detailed financial breakdown actually strengthens her custody case. She's documented exactly how she's been the primary financial and emotional provider for their children, while Offset has been essentially absent for months. The fact that she's been covering $50,000 plus monthly in expenses while he hasn't contributed anything demonstrates her commitment to their children's well-being. No judge is going to award spousal support to someone who hasn't even been paying child support. And there are some broader implications we need to discuss. This opens the questions about gender roles, financial responsibility, and public perception in celebrity divorces. The Breakfast Club hosts were openly questioning why any man would need spousal support unless he was completely financially dependent. There's definitely a stigma around men requesting spousal support that doesn't exist when women make the same request. But in Offset's case, it's particularly problematic because he has his own successful career and income streams. The public reaction has been overwhelmingly supportive of Cardi, and that's largely because she provided receipts for everything she claimed. She didn't just say, "I pay for everything." She broke down exact amounts, specific expenses, and documented timeframes. Meanwhile, Offset's allegations about Cardi being an absent mother fell flat because the evidence suggests the opposite. Social media shows her consistently with the children, and her detailed expense breakdown proves financial commitment. But what happens next in this saga? So where do we go from here? Cardi has essentially laid all her cards on the table, Offset's manipulation tactics have been exposed, and Stefan Diggs is caught in the middle of a very public custody battle. From a legal perspective, Cardi's Twitter Spaces rant probably helped her custody case, but might complicate the financial negotiations. Judges don't love public social media warfare, even when one party is telling the truth. Offset's spousal support request is likely dead in the water after Cardi's evidence dump. How do you ask for financial support from someone who's been covering 100% of your children's expenses while you contribute nothing? The Stefan Diggs relationship adds another layer of complexity. If Cardi wants to maintain custody and avoid giving Offset any ammunition, she might need to be more careful about the public perception of her new romance. But honestly, the real victims here are the children. Whether you're Team Cardi or think she should handle this privately, you cannot deny that this woman came with receipts for every single claim she made. The $50,000 monthly expense breakdown, the timeline of Offset's absence, the manipulation tactics. She documented everything. The spousal support request that started this whole war is probably dead on arrival after Cardi's evidence dump. No judge is awarding money to someone who hasn't been contributing to their children's welfare for an entire year. And the Stefan Diggs romance drama? That's honestly just the cherry on top of this already chaotic Sunday. Two grown men throwing shade over social media, while Cardi's just trying to live her life and raise her kids in peace. The real tragedy here is that three children are watching their parents destroy each other publicly instead of working together privately for their well-being. But when one parent allegedly uses manipulation and emotional terrorism, sometimes public exposure is the only way to stop the cycle. Smash that like button if Cardi's receipt-backed rant left you absolutely shook. Subscribe because this legal drama is far from over. And comment below. Do you think Offset deserves spousal support, or is this pure manipulation? I'm honestly fascinated by how divided the reactions are.